Hello, friends. Welcome to another Stamp With Me Tuesday. Tonight, we are doing a terrific technique. We are doing the paper piecing technique, which is so much fun. We are going to color our stamped images with paper. It's kind of like collage, but I don't know, a whole lot easier, I think. So I'm really excited to get started. Before I do, though, if you are here and watching me live, let me know if you have done paper piecing before. If you're here watching the replay, special welcome to you. I love that y'all come back later to watch that replay. Let me know if you have tried the paper piecing technique. I'd love to hear about it. If this is your first time here, welcome. I am Heidi with Onigo Stamping, and I'm going to help you reconnect with that inner artist, because we all have one, don't we? To create beautiful handmade cards and gifts using stamps, ink, and paper. And that is what we are going to do tonight. Hi, Carol Sue. You have done paper piecing before. Awesome. Yay. All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and make my workspace look just a little bit bigger. Hello, Carla. Welcome, welcome. All right. So I have a whole bunch of paper laid out here. This is actually the Thoughtful Journey Designer Series paper, and I have it kind of on the back. This is kind of more the watercolor look side. And then the other side, hello, Ellen and Carol. The other side has more like images, I guess. That one's nice, but they have like floral images and things. So really, really pretty paper. I'm going to use a couple sheets of this tonight to do this technique. Let me see what I'm going to use. I think I'm going to use this one right here. I'm going to use that. And then, I want to use this one. So we're going to use those two together, I think is what I'm going to do. I haven't made this card. So we will see what happens, how it turns out. You never know. You never know on Tuesdays what's going to happen. I do have two other samples, though, that I do know turned out fabulously. So you're going to love those. All right. I am using the Enduring Beauty. Let me show you this. This is the Enduring Beauty stamp set. This was from, I don't know, the last mini catalog, I think. So super fun. This is what we would call a line image stamp. Basically like a coloring book, right? Like you have an outline to your stamp. Now you can have a fine line image stamp. Let me see. Here's one. So here is the Spotlight on Nature. I would call this more of a fine line, but it's still line image. But it is a very detailed stamp. This one, this Enduring Beauty, is a lot bigger and bolder. It has a darker, thicker line, which I think works the best for this, but you can use the fine line images as well. So I'm going to use this Enduring Beauty, and we're going to do this big flower. This might be a lot of cutting for me. I don't know what I'm getting myself into. Yes, a coloring book. Yep. All right. I am inking this up with some Tuxedo Black Memento. And we are going to stamp it 3 times. And hopefully that's all we need. I inked that up a lot. All right, so I'm going to start over here. Put it on here. Just like that. Give it a good push. See what we come up with. There we go. All right, it's a little bit light, but I think it'll work. It's good to use kind of lighter color paper. I feel like it shows up a little bit better. All right, here we go again. I'm going to ink this up. With a big stamp like this one, I like to put the stamp upside down and then pat my ink pad on top of it. All right, now this one, I want to get a lot more greens. So I'm kind of looking and seeing like what am I picking up here? Oh, in here. Give that a good squish. Let that soak in a little bit. And there we go. So you can see that image. And then I'm going to do it on white. Now, sometimes when you do this technique, you can just do one pattern paper on top of the other. You can use one of your patterns for the base. But looking at this stamp, it looked kind of complicated. There's going to be a lot of cutting here. I'm going to be doing a lot of cutting tonight. And so I feel like I just need a white base. So I'm going to stamp this on some basic white with the Tuxedo Black as well. we'll just go ahead and stamp that. There. Oh, so pretty. Now, before I get any farther, I am going to use the dies to cut out the white. I'm not going to use the dies to cut out the two that we stamped on pattern paper because it leaves too much of a border. When you're doing the paper piecing, you kind of don't want as much of a border. So I'm just going to use the die to cut out the white here. So I have the Enduring Beauty dies. I'm going to grab that big die. We're going to cut this up real quick. Now, you could just decide not to cut it out, and you could just do the technique and use it that way. But I think I'm going to want this cut out, and I think it's going to be easier to cut it out before I've done all our collage work. So we're going to line that up nice and lined up. Trying to inch it over to the corner just a little bit because I always like to put my dies as much as I can towards the corners because it helps keep my cutting plates flatter. All right, I'm going to run this through my cut and emboss machine. Put that right through. All right. We'll bring this over. And here is our coloring base. So we'll hold on to that. Move the rest of this out of the way. And now we get to do some fussy cutting. You didn't know that about the cutting plates? Yeah, Carla. So I have found that the best way to keep your cutting plates flat is to cut towards the outside corners. Because if you always cut in the center, it means that you're always putting that bump, that extra pressure in the same spot. And so that is what is going to cause that to push out in those spots and bend, right? Whereas if you try to push them towards the outside and you switch around the corners, you even out where that bump is. And so your plates more evenly get pushed. It works, believe me. All right. Here is where the paper piecing comes in. What I'm going to do is I am going to cut this out. So this one is going to be the leaves. And I'm just going to cut and come in here. And when you're doing paper piecing, I like to cut either like just outside the line or even on the line. Because remember when we put this, you're going to see when we put this on the white, you're going to be able to see that line. So we don't need the line. We kind of want to cut, if we cut into it a little bit, that's okay. And this is what is going to take a while. So we can sit here and chat. Hopefully some of y'all were able to take advantage of today's free shipping. I know the website has been kind of bogged down today. So I know there's lots of people trying to order. And it's gotten, people have been having trouble. So hopefully you didn't experience any trouble or you lived through it and were able to grab some of that free shipping. If you haven't yet already, it is still going on until midnight Mountain Time. They haven't announced. Sometimes when they have some real computer issues, they will extend things, but there's been no announcement of that. So I don't think that's happening. But there's still lots of hours left to go and get that free shipping because it's free on all orders over $75. Now you can see what I did. I just cut right into that flower. I just cut right into that flower because it doesn't matter. We're not going to use the flower on this part. So I can just cut it out. So Shannon is asking, wouldn't I use the dies to cut it out? No, I don't use the dies to cut it out. And that's what I was saying at the beginning, is that I don't use the dies to cut it out because I want to get nice and close. And the dies are going to leave a little bit of an edge. So when I am doing paper piecing, I like to get really close, either right on the line or just outside the line. When I do regular fussy cutting, I leave a border, just like a die would. But for this, we want to get nice and close. All right. So there is piece number one with an abstract print. It works really nice with a small print too. And maybe I'll like show you one of the samples ahead of time so you can see what that looks like. All right. So there we go. That piece is going to go right there. I'm going to go ahead and glue this in because otherwise I'm going to forget where pieces go. So yeah, so it can really work with anything. I think it works best with patterns that don't have too much contrast. So unless you really want a really bold contrast in it, but I like patterns that where you look at it, it kind of all looks the same color or a variation on colors. Whereas if it's too big or if it has too many different colors, unless that's what you want, right? It's kind of what you want. You got to think about like, is this the color that I want it to be? Like I said, it's like collage. It's like collage work, only they made the image for you, so you don't have to try to make the image. I love collage. I've always loved collage. No, do you guys know? Oh, I'm out of the camera. Sorry about that. Did y'all read, what is it, Leo Leone, the books as kids? The picture books. So my favorite was Frederick, about the mouse, who was a poet. But there was also like Alexander and the Wind-Up Mouse, I think, and there were some other ones too. And I loved the illustrations in those books because they were very much a like cut paper collage style. And I always thought they were so, so cool. All right. Maybe we'll switch colors so we can start seeing this kind of come together. So I don't know. Let me know. Do you guys like collage? Do you like collage work? All right. And of course, the less detailed your image is, or the less small pieces it has, the faster this is going to go. I told you I picked this image. I feel like I used the easy images for my other two samples. And then I picked this one for tonight that has a whole bunch of pieces to it. There we go. Let's come in here. Let's do this flower. Let's start with the bud. Where are we? Oh, we'll come down and do this flower. Right. So I'm going to come in and do a couple of the flowers just so we can start seeing what this is going to look like. I sometimes find it hard to remember where I'm cutting. Just like when you're coloring big images like this and you suddenly realize that you colored a leaf the color of the flower, it's kind of the same thing. And these two flowers are connected, so I'm going to just cut. We're not going to cut them apart. We're going to leave them together, and this one's connected too. So we're going to leave that together too. Maybe you've never tried collage before. Me either. I haven't done real collage. Paper piecing, yes. Actual collage work, I mean, I've made simple collages, you know, where you cut out the whole picture. But people that can like cut little pieces of things and then put them together, almost like painting, is just amazing to me. Right, I'm going to cut off some of this extra. So, we'll keep cutting around this. All right. So the cool thing about today's free shipping is that when you order through me, your free shipping order is also going to qualify you for a free make and take kit for the what is next month? August. For the August online card class, we're going to be using the Filled with Fun stamp set, which is a really fun stamp set. And the cards are really cute. I've now made them, so they're really cute. I posted the supply list in the Facebook group today. I meant to send it out in an email this morning and I missed putting it in the email, and then I didn't want to clog up everybody's email accounts with another email, so it didn't go out. All right. Coming in here. This was a lot of flour, and I think this is like connected to the next flower too. We're going to be cutting flour for a while here. It's exciting though. Oh, Christine says they are extending the free shipping through the 24th. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I had checked like right before I came on here. I kept checking the website, checking the Facebook groups, and hadn't seen anything yet. So I'm really glad to hear that they are extending that. That's awesome. You get another day to get some free shipping since it has been so slow today. I love when there's free shipping. It's like my favorite day. But I love when there's free shipping, but I didn't actually take advantage of it today because, y'all, I'm getting ready to go on vacation. And I am not going to be home when it would get delivered. So, yeah, kind of just had to let it go. So, vacation is coming up soon. Don't worry, though. You're still going to get videos if I get them all made. I have all the projects made. So there will be videos. They will look like they are live, but they will be pre-recorded. So, and I'm going to try to pop in when I can, although we're going to be overseas, which the time difference makes it hard to just pop in sometimes on the live. All right. Whew, there we go. We cut out that giant flower. This is going to come in here. Where's this going? It's going here. So this is going to come in here. There we go. Isn't that cool? We're getting the flower. That was fun. Now we get a giant piece to put on here. It's going to come together. This is going to make a big difference. All right. So I'm just gluing that in, putting it in the spot where it goes. So cool. All right, let's cut some more. Let's just do that. Should we do the rest of the flowers? Oh, that's going to be hard. I'm going to need to cut that. I might just color. I might color that. I might cheat just a little bit on those stems because those are going to be hard to glue down. We might cheat. It's okay. We can cheat. It's not school. I'm so excited to show you these samples because they're so, I don't know, I was really happy with how they turned out. I love this technique. It takes time, but I just love the look of it when it's done. All right. There we go. This one's going to come in here. Very cool looking. All right. Hopefully y'all are hanging with me as I'm cutting away this evening. Not the most exciting thing. I don't know which is worse, coloring with people watching me or me sitting here and cutting for for ages. I think my finger smudged that a little bit. It's okay. Here's one of the little buds. I don't know if these are supposed to be the flower color or green, but we're going to make this one the flower color. All right, here we go. This one is right in here. Let's see, can't lose them. Here we go. Here's another one. You'll definitely have to do this. Yeah, definitely give it a try. And it's always fun to see what different papers are going to look like with it. Cut that off. And you wouldn't have to do the whole image. You could just do part of it, right? So if you just had one area of an image you wanted to do, you could do that. Go. There's our next little flower. I think we have one more little bud. I need to find it. Where'd it go? Here it is. And then we can cut the rest of the leaves out. And I think I am going to cheat. I'm going to cheat on those stems because I don't want to try to glue those down. And I have a little bit of glue on my hand, so I'm going to grab some hand sanitizer, try to get the sticky off. Let me see. I am using my paper snips. So these are the paper snips from Stampin' Up that I am using to cut with. And then, yes, Brenda, this is pattern paper. This is the Thoughtful Journey Designer Series paper. And we stamped on it. And now we are cutting it around the images. And we're cutting right on that line. All right. There's the last of our buds. So now we'll cut the rest of those leaves. Oh, it's looking cool though. Really, really pretty. All right. Here's my leaves. Let's see. We'll just cut. I'm going to do some rough cutting. Hopefully I don't make any mistakes. Let's see. Cut over here. There's that leaf. Here is this leaf. And oh, there's a leaf in the middle here. There we go. All right. 4 more leaves to cut. We're getting there. We're getting there. 4 more leaves to cut. And then I somehow have to turn it into a card. That's always the question. How do we turn it into a card once we're done? All right, here is this little leaf from the center area. And I just love the way it looks like it's getting shaded. There we go. Gives it just a variation in color on there. All right. Cut this one. I'm forgetting to talk. You guys, I get really into my cutting and then I forget to chit chat. I'm no good at parties. So, all right. Ah, the stick is real. There's our next leaf. And I probably should have done the leaves first, then it would have looked a little bit better with the flowers on top of the leaves. And I could have probably even gotten away with not cutting right up there. for the side I don't really care for. Okay, I like this side. But yes, it's a good use of the side you don't care for in a pattern paper. Yep. Or the non-image side. All those patterns and stuff they give you, it's great with those. Like I said, it works better with patterns that are kind of either very small or tone on tone. Sometimes it doesn't work as well if you have like a really large floral that's a bunch of different colors. If it's a really large floral and it's all like one color, or like kind of a tone on tone thing, or it's big enough, then it works. But if it's like a floral cluster where you have like red and yellow and green and stuff, then sometimes it's harder to keep track of, especially when you have things like red and green. Because if I had red and green here and that was on the flower, it wouldn't look like a flower, right? It would make it confusing where the leaf was and where the flower was. All right, one last cluster of leaves to cut out. And we'll do a tiny, tiny bit of coloring. And we'll turn this into a card of some sort. Now I just realized there's an open spot in the center here. I don't know. I should get out my X-Acto knife. I should find my X-Acto knife and I should use it and cut that out. But boy, oof. I don't know, friends. I feel like I'd mess it up. We'll see what it looks like. So this is going to go in here. Oh, we're going to cheat. We're not going to cut that little bit out. We're just going to leave it. All right, we'll add this last one. Oh, that other side would have been cool too. All right, so here's this last leaf in here. So there we go. Let me hold this up for you. Isn't that cool? You get all those different colors on there, different color variations. Now you could have stamped this on multiple different colors if you wanted those to be a little bit different colors. I'm going to use my light mossy meadow and just do the little stems in here. There we go. Oops, one more. Totally cheated on that. Those hardly show at all. All right, let's make a card. Let's see if we can make a card. Now, I did pull out, I have a piece of cameo coral. Cameo coral, that is a really old color. Calypso coral and some petal pink. And my thought was that this will look pretty kind of on here, like this. And then we'll add a sentiment. We'll add a sentiment to this. Was kind of my thought. So let me see. I want maybe a circle punch, keeping things easy. Keeping it easy. It really is a very old color. it was one of my favorites though back in the day. You have the old Stampin' Up marker and it still works. That's awesome. I'm having issues. That's fun. Let me grab this one. This one's plenty big enough. All right. Is that gonna be? Oh, I don't like that. That is way too big. I don't like that. I don't like it. But I feel like this one's gonna be. Oh no, that'll fit on there. All right, let's do this again. See if this one's better. Maybe we're gonna hem and haw our way through this. Maybe we'll do it like this. Glad I cut out that bud, huh? Oh, that'll work. All right, let's stamp on here. I'm going to use some Calypso coral to stamp my sentiment, I think. We'll see what it looks like. And I'm using the sentiment that says, "You mean so much to so many." So, all right. Let's glue these together. You agree that that was too big? All right. I like the smaller circle better. I'd really like a small oval, but I don't have that, so we're just going to go with this. All right. And then I think I want some twine or something. Let's see. Just, you know, all right, let's keep it simple. Let's go with some linen thread. Keeping it simple, linen thread. I'm going to put this on the bottom. I'm going to wrap it around a couple times. Just because I feel like I want it to be a little bit wider than linen thread. Missed tying that knot. Let's try that again. All right, we're going to tie a bow. Hopefully I don't have to use this too much, move it too much, because I wrapped it around 3 times, which makes it harder to move. Pull this in. All right. Not too bad. I'm going to cut this. Might regret it. I don't know about y'all, but I make I do lots of things that I end up regretting when I'm making a card. Then I end up making the card over again. We're not doing that here, though. All right, let's pull this down just a little bit. Let's see. Want this up. I'm going to try to move this string of the 3 below the other 2. Let's see if we can do it. I feel like there's enough play there that I can do it. Maybe we'll just do it like that. Just do it like that, maybe. All right. Now let's see. That's pretty good. We can fit that in there. Ooh, that'll be pretty. And then this is going to go. All right, let's move the bow over just a little bit. When I try to move bows, I put my finger in the center of the bow and then I push on the rest of the string. I find that that works best. All right. There. This is going to go here. It's going to be great. It's going to be fantastic. I'm going to put this on dimensionals, though, because I love dimensionals. Thank y'all for sticking with me as I do this. I cannot wait to share with you my other 2 samples because I think you're going to love them. They're very different in feel. Like, I feel like all 3 of them are very different. All right. I'm going to glue this down. Let's glue this bit down. Let's glue this bit down. I'm going to fold my card base in half. So this is 8.5 by 5.5. Scored at 4 1/4. We'll just go ahead and fold that in half. And I'm going to adhere this down. Now I cut the petal pink. Let me see if I remember. The petal pink was 3.5 by 4 3/4. And so the Calypso coral was 3 5/8 by 4 7/8, I think, if I remember correctly. All right, we'll hold that for just a second. Make sure it's nice and glued down. And it's crooked. Oh, good. There was still just enough wiggle room in there that I could make it uncrooked. Oh, my goodness. That's why I like green glue, because I end up gluing things on crooked. And with green glue, you get a little wiggle room. You can fix it. All right. Oh, that's going to go on there. So pretty. Let's pull these backings off. I always like to try it out, make sure that I know where it's going, and hopefully then I get it back in the right spot. Not always, though. All right. Kind of tuck that in and over. There we go. And then this is going to go right over top. So I'm just going to put a dimensional down here, and then I'm going to put green glue on it because the top is going to kind of stick. I'm going to put some green glue up here so it sticks to, or actually, you know what? I'm going to double up the embellishment. I'm going to double up. You learn something new with each card. Yep. I'm going to double up the Stampin' Dimensionals on the bottom here. So I'm putting 2 layers. I'm doing a double decker. It's a Big Mac of dimensionals. So just, put 2 of them on top of each other. And we'll put one on the top. Because this one, there's dimensional underneath the flowers. So the one that's going here has to have 2 dimensionals so that it doesn't get all wonky. I hope that makes sense. All right, there we go. Let's pull this out just a little bit. And then I feel like it needs some bling. I don't know. Should we put some bling on here? Let's, we're going to use this bling. We're going to use this bling, shall we? These are the adhesive back metallic gems, and I love them. You can tell I've been using a bunch of them lately. Anyway, just take your pick tool. I'm going to use the copper ones. Let's see. No, I think the copper ones. The copper ones go nice with that, with the Calypso coral. We can put 2 up there, maybe 1 there. That looks pretty good to me. What do you think? There we go. There is our gorgeous paper pieced card using that Thoughtful Journey paper. Isn't that fun? All right, I promised you the other 2 cards, so let's look at the other 2 cards. The first card uses the Beach Day stamp set. And this card, I wanted fun patterns on my surfboards. So I used the Brights 6x6 Designer Series paper to stamp the surfboards and cut out those different patterns. You can see they are Melon Mambo, Pumpkin Pie, Coastal Cabana, Lemon Lime Twist, Berry Burst, and Flirty Flamingo. So really cool. We're going to be using this set next week, Thursday. I'm going to share some more cards with the Beach Day set. So totally getting into summer now that I feel like summer's almost over. So there we go. And you can see how those are kind of like a different pattern. And then this one uses the Ice Cream Swirl stamp set. And I used the Unbounded Beauty Designer Series paper for the ice cream. Now check out that paper. Can you see those flowers on there? And this is why I was saying that you can use patterns. It will work with patterns. It's kind of like you hold up the pattern and you hold that out in front of you and you're squinting your eyes. And does it look more like one color or variation of one color, or does it look like a whole bunch of colors? If it looks mostly like one color or some variations, then it's probably going to work pretty well. So you can see, I love the way this makes like a darker swirl in our ice cream. And then the ice cream cone is made with a piece of the Pecan Pie 6x6 Designer Series paper. So really simple. And I look at all that Wink of Stella. I put a bunch of Wink of Stella. Ooh, you can see it. I put it on the stripe back there. This one, I'm going to be using the ice cream swirl stamp set again on Thursday. And I'm not making a card on Thursday. I'm going to share a 3D project with you. So I'm really excited for that. Something out of my comfort zone. Not really out of my comfort zone, but something I don't do all the time. Okay, the colors on the surfboards. This one is Melon Mambo and Pumpkin Pie. This one is Coastal Cabana and Lemon Lime Twist. And this one is Flirty Flamingo and Berry Burst. So, and I colored my sand. I colored the edges of the sand with just some crumb cake Stampin' blends to give it a little bit extra definition. And the same thing with the waves in the background. I think that is Pool Party. And then I added a little bit Pool Party with my Stampin' blend just to make it stand out a little bit. The cloud up here was cut with the Bright Skies dies. So there we go. There we go. There are my 3 paper pieced cards for tonight. Like I said, they're all they're very different looks, right? But the same technique. I hope that you give this technique a try. I'm going to pop over to my Facebook group. I'm going to post a picture of one of my samples there to share with you all. And I hope that you will go and post a picture of your card that you make using the paper piecing technique as a comment to my card so that we can all see it. We can see what it looks like with different stamps, with different pattern papers, all that kind of good stuff. Yeah, I'm excited to see what you guys do with this because, like I said, I love collage. I love the look of it. That is it for me tonight. I will be back on Thursday. Thursday night, we are making a 3D project with the ice cream swirl stamp set. It's going to be fun. So I hope you join me Thursday night, 8 p.m. Eastern. Have a great evening.